performing with him?
Oh, gosh, it was amazing. God, I can't remember the name of the club. It was a famous club. Somebody had told him about me, and he went and saw me at some club somewhere. And God, I think I might have been 19. And he was impressed. He talked to my dad, because, I really wasn't supposed to be in bars. But he came and asked me would I like to sit in with him. And I did. I went down to the, God, I can't remember this. But anyway, he was just great. He was so inspiring for me, because I was very young, and I just liked to sit in the back, play with him. And when I was old, I'd stand up and play solo. But I was just totally impressed with his style, because he commanded the stage. It was his stage, and I learned so much. But his attitude and his treatment of me was just incredible. Really good guy.
That's great to hear. So what's the best advice you've ever received as a musician?
Oh, God, that's an interesting question. I don't know. There's Albert Collins, he told me something. I played with him quite a few times. I was never in his band, but I met a friend of mine named Coco Montoya when I was 12 years old. Coco Montoya and I were friends, and we, grew up in L.A. He really introduced me to Albert Collins. But what Albert told me, he told me one time, he said, young man, no matter what happens in your life, always just try to keep playing. And that's something that I took to heart, even after I got injured where I couldn't play. I used to play the guitar on my lap because my left arm didn't move, and I just used my right hand and just strummed the strings. You know what I mean? And to me, that was kind of listening to him to just say, keep playing. I mean, I couldn't use the left hand, but at least I could just strum it and hear it. So that was some of the best advice I've ever gotten musically, just trying to get through.
Oh, cool. Now, if somebody asks you, how do you define the blues, what would be your answer?
Well, for me, like I said, my journey is just so many different types of music. And blues, for me, I call it coming back home when I got out of, rock and country and a lot of things. I call it coming back home. And it's for me, it's like feel-good music. No matter what mood you're in, there's a blues song that can actually just make you feel good. If you're a little sad, there's a blues song that can take you out of that. And it has a lot to do with lyrics, but a lot of time it's just the groove of different songs. And every genre of music has its own groove, but there's something about blues that is, for me, it's just really, really soothing. That just helps me make it through the day, I guess. Yeah.
So I'm curious to know if your dad ever recorded.
No. Unfortunately, he did. Before he passed away, he kind of saw my career, but he just helped me so much with his knowledge. I used to have to come home from elementary school and learn theory. He had a chalkboard set up like a schoolroom, and I had to spend like an hour every day. But he introduced me to some incredible people. It was sort of like my godfather. It was a guy named Irving Ashby. He played guitar for Nat King Cole. He was in the Nat King Cole trio. So all through my teen years, I used to get lessons from him and, get his knowledge, which was invaluable. I mean, the guy had done it all, but I didn't really realize that at the time. But just through my father and the people that he introduced me to, Kenny Burrell, there's a lot of older jazz guys that my dad knew. And, I just tried to learn from all of them.
Yeah, I'm so glad you had a chance to learn from the older generation. But, of course, I'm afraid about, today's players. They're coming up and they might be losing some of that authenticity of the tradition because they don't have a chance to be around the older guys. But, of course, life has gotten a lot different these days. So maybe that's the answer.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting, too, because, politically, I can understand what you're saying. Music, is, I don't know, Music, culturally, it just grasps us all, and unfortunately, in a lot of countries, not just America, things are divided, but music can always bring you together. But a lot of those older guys back in the day, they had told me some things to be careful. I'll just leave it at that. They said, be careful of who you share your music with. And because being an African American, some of our opportunities, especially in their days, wasn't like everyone else's. So they didn't have, that's all I kind of want to say. And it's just basically, I had to be careful. They wanted me to be careful because for me, I just thought, I'll show somebody this, give them that, or give them that. And they were right. They were right in a sense, because some things that happened to me on the songwriting level and publishing level after my career really took off, that I understood what they were saying. Some things are just not fair. Just not fair.
Yeah, good point. Of course, blues isn't on the radio very often, and I think young people, they do like it if they can hear it.
Exactly. And I don't know, it seems like in the last year, there's so many more young fans than I've had in a while. And I think it's just because they're getting tired of their music and the digital and that whole thing of just moving your head, back and forth and not moving your body. They're kind of listening to stuff now and coming out and seeing live shows, because that's a lot of the problem with the younger generation. They really don't go out and see this live music like, in our generation, we used to go out all the time and just see live music. But I think that part of it's turning around. So hopefully there's hope.
Yeah, I think there is. Well, James, thank you so much for your time and sharing your story with the audience. Congratulations on this lengthy career and this beautiful album. And I hope to see you out there on the road.
Oh, appreciate it. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
And for the listeners, the Way, Way Back Blues with Ivory Joe Hunter is coming up next.
I want to stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I close my eyes at night, wondering where would I be without you in my life. Everything I did was just a bore. Everywhere I went, it seems I've been there before. But you...
Blues America is endorsed by the Phoenix Blues Society. Learn how to become a member at phoenixblues.org.
I'm John Primer.
And I'm Bob Cortor.
You listen to Blues America.
What we're going to do right here is go back. Way back into time.
It's time to go back, baby. Way, way back. This is the Way, Way Back Blues.
Let's go down in the basement and boogie woogie all night long. Let's go down in the basement and boogie woogie all night long. We won't stop boogie till the rooster crows for dawn. Give that tenor saxophone. If you ever hear that tenor saxophone, you won't stay there forever and never go back home. knock you to your knees. That band in the basement will knock you to your knees. If you want to get groovy, come on and go with me.
The Way Back Blues with Ivory Joe Hunter from 1945, Boogieing in the Basement. Now, it's not easy to find a pre-war blues player from the West Coast, although Joe does come pretty close. He's from Texas and even recorded for the Library of Congress in 1933, but he didn't release commercial recordings until he arrived in Los Angeles during the mid-40s. He was also known as the Baron of Boogie. He had a long career contributing to many genres of music, including country. In fact, some of his best charted singles are country records. His career lasted over 40 years, performing from his teens until shortly before his death of lung cancer in 1974. His music is required for any serious blues fans. Well, this is Where the Blues Talks, a little program recorded weekly at the Chico Chisholm Memorial Studio in Phoenix. I've been your host, Drew Verbis. I'd like to thank my special guest, James Armstrong, and as always, links to today's special guests is posted at our website, bluesamerica.com. Thanks to all you fine community radio stations for supporting the blues, and all of you who are listening, be a patriot and support Blues America. Bye.
We'll travel. More Blues America next week.
Blues America, America.
Promotional consideration for Blues America is provided by the Southwest Musical Arts Foundation, the Phoenix Blues Society, Record High Vinyl, the Rhythm Room Concert Club, Mojo Hand Blues Art Apparel, and the listeners of Public Radio.